Now then, and welcome back to another episode of Forever Stranded. You're once again stranded with Nemsun. We're not so stranded anymore though. We're kind of chilling out here. We're allowed to fly, we're allowed to move about, we've got loads of fun, and we have a greenhouse. Or the blue house, as it's called. I've spent a fair amount of time on the detail. The devil is in the detail, and I've spent a fair amount of time on the detail, adding things like this one little texture of glowstone using chisel and bits. I know it's not much to look at exactly, but it does kind of just give us a little tinge to the end there. It makes it so that it's all lit up properly. I've done all of the stairs and steps and everything all the way around and added the glowstone where necessary. You can't make like a little nook of glowstone like you used to be able to do with microblocks of glowstone. Used to be the thing for all these kind of stuff to just add a bit on. You've got to add at least a full sheet. It looks like at least a full layer of the glowstone block needs to be applied in order to make it effective, or quite a bit of it. Because actually, there's a bit over here, like one of the ends here, where I applied a part of glowstone. I took a couple of layers of this off, put the glowstone layer in, then put a couple of layers back on, then took the side off, put a layer on, put a side off, put a layer on, and it enclosed the glowstone inside the block, which keeps that area lit. Still haven't figured out how to do my wings yet, because they are connected texture blocks. And as soon as you start chiseling the connected textures, as soon as you start, yeah, you know what I mean. As soon as you do that, it becomes blocky like this. Becomes blocky. So I couldn't do the wings yet, so I haven't figured out what I'm going to do there, but I might do some kind of cool lighting effect maybe in the future sometime. We'll see. But yeah, this greenhouse has been done. It was mentioned by somebody in the comments, you know who you are, that my fancy decoration was turning into a creeper face. So all the randomness of it ended up being a creeper face, so I decided to turn it into an actual creeper face. So I got some black dye and some green dye and, well, cactus green and black, and transformed some glass into creeper faces just for either end of the thing. And I kind of like my blue house. My blue house. My blue house. But I said that this next episode we would start getting things going on inside it. Things that would be important for the running of it and making it all successful and all that. Inside is quite nice in here. It's quite nice in here. I like it. I like it. I like it. I would like to see if I can environmentally control it, because at the minute there is no control in here. And I was talking about getting the Ender.io farming stations in here, and I believe I mentioned it slightly wrong last time, because I will own, with a basic Ender.io station here, I will only be able to go 3 blocks in each direction, so I will end up having a few extra blocks over here that I'm not going to be using for this, which is okay. It's okay. It's all fine. I've got a little setup running now for making the dirt. So 3 out from there. So we'll basically do that whole area. That's what the plan is. That's what we're going to try and achieve this episode. But I've got a few bits and pieces that I want to show you before we start doing all that. Like this, yeah, it does 3 out from the farming station. I've checked. I've been there, checked it. And, nom nom. Hi, Rabbit. How you doing? Here's something to show you. Rabbits. That's another thing to show you. There's other bits and pieces to show you as well. But let's just quickly sleep off the night. And that is something major to show you. The inside of the ship looks a little bit different. Oh, yes, it does. Because I've been moving some of the junk around. I wanted to put the machining stuff in here. I wanted this to look a little bit more high-tech than a load of wooden benches and wooden chests and things. So I want the high-tech stuff to go in here. This is gonna be my crafting area. This is my main crafting area. So I'm temporarily moving my other crafting area down here. As you can see, I made myself a cooling down shower as well. So I repaired some of this stuff and repaired some of that stuff. I still got an actual water source here for filling up my canteen, so I can drink water from here. That's still a necessity, but we may move that anytime because I can just fill the block back in. But this, similar to the one that I've got at the mob farm, is I walk in, step on the plate, and then walk under the shower, and I get the water and the cold effect all thrown in together. to give me that quick chill. And if I want to warm back up again, I can leave the environmental controller thing down there off and just walk underneath this way and get into the water, and that will just reduce the amount of time that it takes to change the temperature, which is good. It also takes it down a little bit, but yeah, well, you can't have everything, can you? It looks okay, it looks good, and it does the job. I've now started using these elevator blocks, which are super simple. It's just 8 bits of wool around an ender pearl, and I've made myself a little section down here. This was where we were going down into the mine shaft. This was the same bit, but because I've got a runway above now, I had to find another way, and then I realised that there was elevator blocks in this mod pack. So, yeah, I made a couple of those, quite simply and easily. So, elevator block down to here. This is where I'm now keeping my bed and keeping a nice, secure area. So, I'd like this room to be temperature-proof, for sure. And I've just been dumping stuff in these, just stuff that I'm not really using at the minute anymore. Stuff that spares for when I die and come back, and my chisel and bit stuff and things like that. Bit of cobble, because you never know when you might need it. And I'm going to take this lasso for now, because that was showing you that bit. Oh, I didn't sleep today. I didn't sleep after all that. So yeah, I've got this section here, which is just getting started. Yeah. And I've also put another one in here, so I could drop down there where I originally was going down. But now I've got this area into the mines. Someone also mentioned, name on the screen, that there is... what are you going to use this for? What are you going to use this mine for? And I was like, I don't know. So I decided just to kind of open it out a little bit and do a little bit of things. I thought I might put my chests in here as kind of like a really old storage. Because this is stone bricks down here, or sandstone bricks down here, it means that I can do a lot of digging around and making rooms and stuff without sand falling in on my head, which of course I found was a problem up there. And with the elevator blocks, I can quickly nip between them. Sand was falling down all over here. I had to refill this with sand once I put the sandstone above there. So if I take a block out there, everything's going to fall in on me. But there you go, that's that. Okay, so I've now got a quick way from the back of the ship down into an underground base that you can't see from where technically the runway would be. Okay, good. Got that so far? Good. Alright, we're getting there. So I'm going to do most of my crafting down in the basement and keep most of the mundane gear down there. And then I want to have high-tech stuff in here, because this is kind of the ship that I'm planning on taking with me. So I might factory resources in here, and I might grow resources in there. But when I'm actually leaving, my applied logistics system and all of my machinery that I'll need to do things en route will be in here. Yeah? Okay, good. Onto this section in here, in the factory, we have had a few modifications. This is more out of necessity than anything else. Actually, I've run out of coal. I'm letting it run out of things. I'm keeping it so that it's not an infinite, because I don't necessarily want it to be infinite. So let's get 1 stack of coal. I don't want everything to be running constantly when it doesn't need to be. So I just want to show you this. At the minute, my limitation here is iron mesh. So when this whole factory system runs out of iron mesh, everything stops. And while I've got a decent amount of resources, I don't need this running. So everything's stopped and everything's chilled. Everything's caught up with itself. Everything's ready just for me to put some meshes in again, and it'll start sieving everything out. Everything's powered up. I've got power for days in here. Everything's sorted. Everything's working, and everything's caught up. But the meshes have run out, and this is good. This is fine. Down here then, okay, we've got a crop planter from Progressive Automation, right? It's a metal one because I wanted it to be a decent length of durability on the hose. Wooden hose just doesn't really do very much. And I put a load of these in here, ready to make this work. And now it cuts the cactuses for me. I got a little cactus farm organised in here above it. It actually wants to plant on it wants to plant the cactuses and put them up. So if I break this from here, it will actually replant faster than I can break it by the looks of it. Progressive Automation will plant on that spot there when it gets around to it. Also, this is the SNAD, so that cactuses grow faster on SNAD, and thus everything works a lot better for me. Why are you not working? Oh, I haven't put the fuel in. Okay, let's put the fuel in. We'll get that going again. There we go. It's planted already. So yeah, it does that. So as soon as it grows a block, it harvests it, which is very nice. And then all the harvested blocks from there... Well, actually, let me just go back one. I put some iron hose in here so that it can transfer node iron hose into here. And as soon as it can, it will. And then from there, it will take the cactus out and take it down into this section and bring it up through here, where we are automating it to come into here, the oak barrels, to make dirt. So it's automatically coming in here to compost into dirt, all going into here to make water, right? And then I've got some liquid transfer nodes on the back here, which is filling up this seared tank with 4 buckets of water, and also keeping this witch water filled up for me as well, so I can make soul sand quickly without needing to use the power of the actual additions, right? So we've got some decent stuff going on here. We've got a bucket of water in each of these, and whenever I want a bucket of water, I can just come and get it from here, and it will refill itself as well from the cactus farm. And then this is having an extraction point, so that when the dirt has been made, like this section here has been made up now, it will put the dirt in here, so I can use that dirt in my farm system that I've got. We've already made a couple of stacks of dirt using this. This is the last little bit of what was being done while I've been doing other things. Oh, typical doors. Typical doors sitting in my face. Thank you. So yeah, I'm planning on doing that today. I'm playing around with some technology and some crafting. I don't want to do all the crafting on camera for you, but I do want to show you what I'm planning on doing over here. So this is the layout for those farms. There's a couple of little details that I want to work in, because once it's farming the stuff, what am I going to do about putting tools into it when the tools break and taking the materials out? Yeah. Well, for one, I think putting the tools into it I'm going to do manually, so that I can control when the farms are running and when they aren't, because it'll probably create so much of the foodstuffs that we want that I'm going to have all of these farms down here. I'm going to have far too much food, and every now and again I can just put some fuel in and start them all working, and I will end up with more than enough food to last me a good couple of seasons every once in a while. But where are these bunnies coming from, you may be asking? Where are these bunnies coming from? Well, I lassoed the bunnies from out in the desert and brought them in here. I thought they would look nice in here. There's a couple of them, actually. Where's the other one? I don't know. But there's another thing to show you over here as well. You know the vanilla idea? We was going to get some animals in. Well, the vanilla idea of getting animals, this didn't actually work. This is not vanilla getting sheep and pigs. So if anyone else is trying this at home, it isn't working. It doesn't work. These I've created in a different method, which I'll show you. But I did get the rabbits. The rabbits came and kind of... The only rabbits I've seen in the desert are these rabbits around here, around this bit here. So I had to fly around, and I had to get super quickly, because they run around all over the place, the little gits. You're chasing rabbits, chasing rabbits, chasing rabbits, and I did get them. It is possible, I tell you. It is possible. Oh man, this one's leading me to this temple over here. This is the temple I went to. I don't know if this is actually, this might be a new temple. Ah, got it. Okay, finally got it. That might actually be another temple. It is another temple, isn't it? It is another temple. I didn't go to that temple before. That's a different temple. I did not even know that was there. That's fresh on my map over there, isn't it? Yeah, that's fresh on my map there. That's the temple we've been to over there. I also had a look here, and I reckon that's an underground mine shaft that's developed over there. But anyway, if I get back over here, it's probably not going to load in properly because it unloaded the chunks. I will hop inside here. Chunk load. There we go. Thank you. In there. No, not there. Not that. This one. Here we go. Check this out, right? Excompressium. Right? I was looking through the different methods of getting animals in this mod pack. Now, the vanilla way didn't work. Right? Pams, you could... Oh, did I just... I did just do that, didn't I? I just went all the way around here. I want to show you this in sequence, but I've moved my Pam's marketplace over here. My Pam's market, right? I think Vence's Prodigy told me this in the comments, and I just like, oh yeah, so it does. Right, you can buy actual spawn eggs for emeralds in here. So I can spawn chickens, I can buy cows, I can buy sheep and all that. It's just the emerald cost, right? Just the emerald cost. Now, I'm not too fussed about the emerald cost because, of course, at the end of the day, we get emeralds from the sifting process. So I've got 2.5 stacks of emeralds. So I'm not worried about those. I could go and buy them from that, but I wanted to have a look to see what other methods there were. What other methods there are of sorting myself out for these sort of things, right? I wanted to figure it out. So I was looking into some other methods, okay? Maybe more early game methods, other interesting ways to do it. And the ground bait, there's a bait, right? And there's this ground bait stuff from Pam's Harvest Craft. Now, as the water gardens didn't work, I expected the ground gardens wouldn't work either. So I didn't bother making the fruit and grain and veggie traps. Fish traps, bad enough. I didn't want to do this to get anything, so I decided not to use those. And there is no other bait. Notice that no other bait turns up, okay? No other bait turns up. Except when we look at this stuff, this bait is there from Excompressium. Excompressium has this bait in it. Now, it took me a while to make this stuff. It does have a recipe in JEI, but it doesn't have an actual recipe if we put in the name. Like, I just put in chicken. This is called chicken bait. There is no sign of it in JEI. So for the longest time, I had no idea it existed because we, as modded Minecraft players, use JEI for everything, don't we? We rely on it for all the recipes, all the things. We can do all the clicking and all the things, and we can do all the finding out of things. And it's awesome, JEI, to find out exactly what you need and how you need it and so on, right? It's awesome. So a stick and a chicken makes a chicken stick. I don't know how to add a stick to a chicken. Well, I can imagine, but I don't want to. I stick to a rabbit. Can I do a rabbit one? No, probably not. But yeah, the recipe was simple. It was 2 seeds together makes chicken bait, and for the cow bait recipe, 2 wheat together makes cow bait. Right? Sheep bait was slightly harder, and I've made one and used it, but it requires the grass seed. And the grass seed isn't exactly easy to come by. It takes doing dirt, sieving dirt, and there's like a 7% chance that you're going to get it. Now, obviously, we've got it before because we've put grass in other places. So I set Ego to work, and he got everything but grass seeds for the majority of the time. But he did get a couple of grass seeds for me to make a second one after I'd made the first and got myself a sheep. So I got a second one there, so I can now have a breeding pair of sheep. And I also want a breeding pair of each of these. And of course, 2 wheat together is a lot cheaper than however many emeralds from the Pam's Harvest Craft to get a spawn egg. And of course, Pam's Harvest Craft, you need the spawn egg. You need 2 of them as well. You of course are going to need to have 2. So there's nothing you can do to get around it. So the cheaper way I'm showing you is a couple of wheat. Now there's also a little technique to it, which I kind of like the mechanic for it, right? I kind of like the mechanic, so we'll go and have a look. It's over this way. You have to put it on a little grass block area, right? So I'm going to do it over here again because this is the only secure place I've got, right? You come over here and let's put this down here. We'll put the sheep bait, and I think you just like right click it onto the floor, right? And it says the bait will work in this environment, move out of range so you don't scare the animals away, right? It needed grass and it needed some water. That's why there's a block of water just there. That's not just there for me to have as a drinky pool. That's just, it needs that and water and possibly no husks around. Let's get over here. So eventually that will spawn in when I'm far enough away from it. I don't know how long it takes exactly, but it definitely does, right? And another thing that's a bit of problematic is that you can't put too many in here as well. So I'll put this chicken bait there, put that chicken bait there, but now it's saying too suspicious. Too suspicious, it's too many baits. So I have to like take this back and keep that so that these two will work. So they kind of only work 2 at a time, which is kind of odd as well. But still, that's the way it goes. So now I've got the animals there as well. I can set up some kind of animal farm, which is great, awesome. And I think I need the world to load. There you go, thank you. How you doing? So yeah, that's the cheap way of doing that. That's all good. That's all sorted. So yeah, I've made a few changes. I've done a few bits and pieces, and now comes the really long-winded way of doing things. I've got to make some farming stations from Ender.io, and I think I've got all the materials. It's just a lot of crafting. I think today's episode, I probably will only just show you a little bit of something else. I'm going to put this rabbit in here, actually. I'm just going to let it wander around in here. There you go, rabbit. Have a little wander. Make some friends. And some more friends. Why don't you make some friends and some more friends? Some bits of that, yeah. I was looking at the other ways of doing this. So today's episode, I think we'll just cover how to get the animals, right? Now, there is also the better questing way of doing it. So we've covered the vanilla way that doesn't work, the Pam's buying method, which only works if you've got lots of emeralds, and then there's this creating tab thing on top of that excompressium. The creating life tab. Check it out. I'm pretty sure excompressium doesn't have like getting horses, but Pam's does. And wolves and ocelots and pigs and all that kind of stuff. I think this just kind of has more options in here. So for 8 leather, I can get a spawn cow. 20 eggs as well. 8 leather and 20 eggs, I can get a spawn cow. I don't know how I'm going to get all the eggs. I get spawn chicken. Oh, okay. I get spawn chicken with 64 seeds. I haven't yet claimed that, so I will claim that now. Alright. So that should give me a chicken egg, yeah. And from the chicken egg, of course, I could get a little hopper. Please give me a little hopper. I don't make me steal egos. I'll take this one. Fine. Cybud. But you're not busy right now. There's nothing you're doing, so I'm going to take it. And I can put a little bit of chain around it, or shall I put some blocks around it? You know what I like doing? I think I saw B00 do this once, and I like doing it ever since, so I'm going to do that. I think we're going to put it in the farm area as well. I don't think I want to keep it in the farm forever, but we're going to put it in here for now. Let's just have this block here. I've got no... Yeah, that's all going to be auto farms down there with a load of trees, so this side might be other stuff. I'm not going to need all of this, am I? But I want to fill this hopper up with eggs. Okay, so we'll have this here, and then we'll just go like this. And that way, when I spawn my chicken, it will spawn inside the hopper area, and nowhere else to worry about. Okay, so this chicken will then, of course, go in there, and that will make more eggs, and the eggs will fill up in the hopper. Any that don't go into the hopper will despawn. It's possibly a laggy little way of doing things. I wouldn't normally do something like this forever, but it's only just one hopper and one chicken, so it'll be okay for a bit. That'll do, yeah? So that's that quest. We got that. And that should get me some eggs. And once I've got the eggs and the leather, I think I got some leather from somewhere. This is mob drop chest. I got 1 leather so far. Okay. There's a way of making the rotten flesh into leather? Uses of rotten flesh. I'm sure there was a way of making it into leather or something, wasn't there? Jerky. No. Okay, can I smelt it? That's drying it. The atomic reconstructor. Okay, so I can throw the rotten flesh in front of the atomic reconstructor, and that can make it. Industrial squeezer. Undeath generator. Okay. Undeath generator, is that extra utilities? You put rotten flesh in it and it makes RF. Oh, I like that. I do. Composting it into there, yeah. Smoked cauldron. Cauldron makes tallow. Better with mods, okay. But yeah, the thing I need to do is, of course, just do that. And I can make leather from all of this rotten flesh that I've been getting. So that'll be that one done. Okay, let's go and stand in the shower again. I love this shower. I love the shower. And then check the quests again. Okay, we got villagers. A villager would be nice. A block of emerald. 4 blocks of emerald. 4 blocks of emerald. Now there's a good reason to use my emeralds up. I would like a villager. Should we make a villager? And you can name him in the comments for today's episode. We'll have 4 blocks. 4 blocks. 9, 18, 36. Yeah, that's 4 blocks. I'll be okay here. 4 blocks of emeralds. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks of emeralds. Okay, put all that away. I'll probably use that to Pem's Harvest Craft buying stuff later. Villager, done it. Detect. It's a retrieval task, so it's going to keep the emerald box in it. But that's a good way of paying for it. And we'll get a villager. Done. Can I do this again? Dumb as rocks, but could be useful. Complete. It's got an hour and 23-minute cooldown, so yes, I can get a villager spawn egg. Where are we going to have the villager? Let's have the villager in my little area over here. I know he's going to wander around. He'll probably end up going into here, which actually is going to be a big issue, so I'm not going to do that. Let's get him inside my base somewhere. Let's get him inside here somewhere. Let's put him in the cockpit. He can be co-pilot. We'll have him co-pilot in here. There we go. He's just a toolsmith. Hi, toolsmith. So for coal, you'll give me emeralds, and for emeralds, you give me an iron shovel. Well, an iron shovel with efficiency isn't a bad thing, actually, but we might work on that a little bit later, dude. That'd be cool. I'm just finishing a few quests off, really. The cow we'll work on. Sheep is wool and leather. Well, the wool and the leather I can do. If there's nothing else in here, then we can do that quickly and get another spawn sheep. That'll be good. I should really stop clicking off that. The horse, more leather and wheat. It's a good job we've got the zombie flesh to leather, isn't it? And rotten flesh and that spawn a pig. That's gonna be an actual pig, though. Okay. Rotten flesh and gold nuggets to get the pig. Okay. Oh, I didn't show you the recipe for that either, did I? The carrots. Yeah, carrots. That was it. You get carrots and you bring 2 carrots together. Makes a spawn pig bait. Let's see if this worked over here now. Or see if it's still there. Well, we do have the chicken. So there we go. We've got the chicken. So there's one. And we do have a pig. But this sheep has not yet done. The sheep has not yet done, but that's okay. We can bring this over here and drop the animals down as they spawn. And I can now get them from many different methods. I'm going to have to complete these quests anyway. So down you go, piggy. There you go. One day I'll have a little slaughterhouse for you. One day for sure. Right, so that's that bit done. Okay. We're kind of mixing things up today. I know. Hey. I thought you were a toolsmith. Now he's an armourer. He's a weaponsmith now. What? He's a toolsmith in there. Every time I look at him, he looks a bit different. Now he's a toolsmith. Now he's a weaponsmith. Now he's an armourer. Is he changing or not? Am his things aren't changing. Just his Walia description is changing. Or his overhead description from Neat is changing. That's a bit weird. Well, anyway, name this guy, would you? Name this guy in the comments down below. I will have a look, and in a future episode, we will name him by the most popular name. So, write a comment, and then click like on the comment if you like that name. If you agree with the name, then put a like. And we'll see who gets the most likes and most comments about their name, and we'll get their name put on, and we'll name him. I will need to find myself some name tags, but when there's these desert dwellings around, I might wander around and try and get a few desert dwellings every now and again. We'll see how we get going. But that, I'm afraid, is going to be it for today's episode. I am going to continue to go through these creating life quests. Golden carrots. Wow, okay. I can do that, though. Most of these, we've got the ability to get everything. Raw fish, I might have to do a bit of fishing and hope that I don't get too much Pam's Harvest Craft. There may be a way to turn Pam's fish into raw fish. I don't know. Wolf, bone and beef. Well, once we've got the cow sorted, we can get all that done. I'm going to go through and work through all of these creating life ones, and I'll probably do the villager one again and try and start something spawn-wise. I'm also going to use up, well, I was going to show you in there, but I'm also going to use up this cow bait here to get the first bit of cow sorted out and breed those up. The chicken bait and all that, I'm going to get all that to work so that I get the first bit of leather that way, make a little mini farm there. And some other interesting or not so interesting vanilla things off camera while you guys are busy leaving comments down below and leaving a like on today's episode. Thank you all very, very much for watching. I will see you in the next episode very soon. I won't keep it waiting quite so long next time. I'll have another episode for you very, very soon indeed. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Okay, just found out. One final note. You don't get spawn eggs from Pams. The spawn eggs don't spawn anything. You can pay for them all you want, but you keep getting these duds. I've tried 3 different eggs and got the same Minecraft spawn egg. I don't know if I've got supposed to do something on something already. No, you can't spawn it on here. So the Pam's Harvestcraft spawn eggs are disabled as well. So there are only a couple of ways to do things. Oh man, look at all the mobs around here. There's getting them this way through the special things, which I've just done here. Give me this. No, okay, fine. This is probably not the best time of day to do it, is it? Let's get up out of here. It's a blood red moon as well. So we're under a blood moon, and I'm out there just, I'm just going casually go and pick up that cow, shall I? I'll just go and have a cow while I'm out here in the blood red moon. No, I don't think so. Okay, so, yeah, well, the Pam's doesn't work then. Okay, so vanilla has been disabled. That doesn't work. Pam's doesn't work. The X-Compressium, that does work still. Wow, I took an arrow to the knee. My adventuring days are over. And I guess doing the questing, the life questing, is the other way of getting them. So that really is the end of today's episode. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.